Back on Morning Line, Josh Horn with us from Social Security. Phone calls coming in, 737-7587. We've got lines open if you want to ask him a question. Now's your chance. We'll get to as many of you as we can. And next up on the horn is Pat. Pat, good morning to you. What can we do to help you, Pat?
When we get of age next year, first year, will Medicare go up?
So they're still working on that. To my knowledge, they haven't released that. Of course, I said that last time, and they released it while I was sitting here. Yeah. But we don't know exactly what the Medicare. But it's a good time to remind folks that there is a policy where if the Medicare goes up by more than what the cost of living went up, then you're actually protected. So your benefit will not go down just because Medicare goes up. So we're still kind of waiting on that number, but we do have that protection in place. Hopefully it doesn't go up by more than what your benefit amount goes up, so you can at least see a little bit of an increase.
Yeah, so that's probably, people just want to know that going in to see. And so when will we find out?
It should be soon.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, we have not heard. That's a good question, and Pat, maybe next time he comes on we'll know. Or certainly that's something the news will likely report. They send out a release when that happens, just like when there's a cost of living increase. Let's go next to Rose. Hi, Rose. Good morning.
Good morning.
How can we help you, ma'am?
I just want to know, what is the most you can make at full retirement age without being taxed?
Well, without being taxed, I mean those are IRS rules, and if you're working, you're probably going to be taxed. Now, that also has to do with your combined or your what do they call it, your AGI, your adjusted gross income. So a lot of those goes into how much. I think it's 20 for an individual. It's 25,000 if you make over 25,000 adjusted gross income, or for a couple it's about 34,000. I think those are the two numbers. Where if you make over those amounts, you're going to be taxed on at least some of your Social Security. But then as far as your Social Security coming out of your wages, I mean that's automatic. That doesn't matter how old you are.
Yeah, you can earn as much as you want, but if you're full retirement and you're working, it doesn't change. Whenever you work in this country, you're going to get taxed. You understand that?
Yes.
Yeah, so
but they take half of your Social Security, and then what you make, what's that all about?
Now, if you're talking about the earnings limit, then
that's if you're getting disability or something like that, right? If there's earning limits?
Well, the earnings limit, she said retirement. So after your full retirement age, you can make as much as you want to, and you're not going to be penalized.
Did you say you're on disability?
Yes, sir.
Oh, and and so you're not full retirement now. How old are you?
69.
Oh, so okay. Well, you're on disability, but it's already transitioned for her into full retirement.
If you're 69 years old, then you've already switched over in the system to retirement benefits, which means you can make as much as you want to, and you're not going to be penalized. When you're past your full retirement age, you can, we don't look at work and we don't look at medical reviews anymore, because you're just considered full retirement age. So if you can work, go out there and knock it out.
Yeah, you can go work, but if you earn money, you're going to get taxed on it like everyone else. That's all. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes, it does. I'm getting my own business going is why I'm asking.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's not going to affect your benefit at all. You're going to be fine. In fact, if you're making a lot of money and it pitches into there, you might even see a modest increase in your Social Security that you collect. But at your age now, if you start your own business, it doesn't affect your benefit. She's fully retired. Don't worry about it. But you will pay taxes on what you earn like everyone else does.
And being a self-employment, I mean, I recommend you get with a tax professional to figure all that out, because self-employment can be tricky.
Yeah, it can be tricky on what you have to pay tax-wise, but yeah, I think her question, probably having been on disability all those years, was, well, is this going to jeopardize what I'm collecting if I go into my own? No, she's 69. You're free and clear. Let's go next to Ronnie, I think. Hi, Ronnie.
Good morning.
Morning.
I got a couple of questions. One, is there going to be a raise in our SSI things? And two, how much can you have in the bank before they cut it off?
Yeah, so those are both good questions, and yes, the SSI is going up a little bit. It's that 1.6%. It's kind of across the board. For an individual, it's going from, this year was $771. It'll be going up to $783 per month. Now the bank account limits didn't change. So for an individual, you can have up to $2,000 in resources, which would include cash in the bank or money in the bank, or $3,000 for a couple.
Does that help, Ronnie? I guess it did. Let's go next to Jacqueline. Hi, Jacqueline.
Good morning. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What can we do for you? Yeah.
I'm currently drawing disability thanks to a butcher I had on my back.
Oh, no.
Yeah, one of those guys. But I was wondering, will my disability be about the same amount I'll draw when I get on regular Social Security?
Yeah, so good question, and the answer is yes. Your full retirement amount and your disability amount is the same amount. And so if you're drawing disability retirement and then you turn your full retirement age, you're going to get the same amount of money. It's just in our systems it switches from disability to retirement.
Okay, and they'll send me the paperwork and everything when I get close to, what's the age now?
Well, it's starting to transition from 66 to 67, so it kind of depends on when your birth date falls. There'll be some.
I still got a little bit.
Yeah, but there's no paperwork though. I mean, it's just in our systems. One day you're on disability and one day you're on retirement. Whenever you turn your full retirement age.
Yeah, like our earlier caller, we covered this the same thing. Don't have to worry about it. Is there any circumstance where someone on disability, when they transition to full retirement, whether they were on SSI or regular disability, could see an increase in their check? Is there any way that would ever happen?
You know, if you're an individual that may be looking at widows or widowers benefits, now that's not going to automatically transition. So, if you're drawing regular benefits and then let's say your spouse passes away and maybe you want to switch over to their record, that may be a circumstance where you need to reach out and talk to us, because if they're drawing more benefits, then we might need to take an application there. So that's the only thing I can think of.
Okay. And inversely, there would not be a circumstance where they would get less than they were drawing when they transition, really?
I can't think of I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything.
Usually it just transitions seamlessly, the same amount. A lot of people call maybe asking, will I get a little more or could I get less? And the answer is probably going to be the same every time, almost 100% of the time. Let's go next to John. John, good morning. Hi, John.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How can we help you?
I retired at the age of 60, and I draw a check from where I retired from. How would that interfere with my Social Security? Would I have to pay taxes on that every year?
Well, again, your taxes is really a question for a tax professional. It depends on your adjusted gross income. You'd kind of have, and I don't know how you would, as far as your pension, I don't know how that's set up. But as far as its effect on retirement benefits, we don't. Social Security retirement does not look at any what we call unearned income, which would be pensions, any kind of investments and savings and things like that.
Yeah, so it's not going to affect him. Now, whether or not once he retires and starts getting Social Security, they'll look at his total income, and it's possible the IRS will choose. And that's more of an IRS question than it is. But it shouldn't really affect Social Security in any way. As he just said, your pension won't affect that, what you're going to be collecting from Social Security.
That's right.
And that's nice and good for you. Hopefully he'll be able to be collecting full Social Security, whatever that is, along with his pension. Gives him a little more to live on, which is what it's all about. Let's go to Jeff. Hi, Jeff. Good morning.
How you doing? You may have already covered this. I just heard that if you're on disability and you're past 65, what month of the birthday is transitioning to where it's plain retirement?
So whatever your full retirement age is, that month it will transition over. So for example, if your full retirement age is 66 and 4 months, because we're kind of in this transition period where folks are starting to transition from 66 to 67. So depending on when you were born, could be somewhere in between there. But whatever that month is, that's when in the system it changes over to retirement benefits.
Well, I'm 67 in March.
Okay, well, you've already switched over.
Out of that now, I've already transitioned over to that.
Yes, because your full retirement age was probably 66, so you've already switched over.
It's already happened, and you didn't even know it. So it's working okay for you?
Yeah, it is, and I don't have to do anything or fill out any forms or anything.
Nope, you should be good to go.
You're in good shape.
Thank you for answering my question.
You betcha. Thanks for your call. That's good. And I understand why people ask this, because it's like every step of the way when you're going through Social Security, it seems like you have to fill out forms, you know?
This is the one time.
It's the one time you don't have to do it. When you transfer from disability or whatever to full Social Security, it's just seamless. So, listen, we'll take a break on that note when we come back. If you're on hold, stay there. Final segment with Josh. We've got some lines open. We can take more calls. We're going up to the 9 o'clock hour. We'll be back right after this.